There's my sister, there's my friend, my brother, my grandparents. Hello, my name is Austin Schmid, and I'm going to be doing my speech on why restaurant workers should be getting paid a fair wage. Imagine working a full-time job in a fast-paced, physically demanding job, serving food, cleaning up, managing customer complaints, and still earning less than what it costs to afford basic needs like rent, groceries, and transportation. This is a daily reality for millions of restaurant workers in the United States who are paid as little as $2.13 an hour before tips. As the wage hasn't changed since 1991, and in today's economy, it's outdated. Research suggests that restaurant employers should pay workers at least the federal minimum wage because the current tip wage system is outdated and creates financial insecurity. This message is directed not only to everyday customers, especially young adults who eat out frequently, but also the U.S. Department of Labor, whose policies have the power to right this wrong. The issue matters to both these audiences for the Department of Labor, as it's a matter of correcting a long-standing labor policy that disproportionately harms low-income workers. For young adults who dine out, it is about recognizing the human impact of tipping culture and how fair wages can lead to better service, stronger communities, and more ethical economy. I've worked in the restaurant industry for a couple years now, and I've seen financial instability for my older coworkers. The exhaustion that comes from relying on tips to survive. I've seen coworkers skip meals, work through sickness, and endure harassment just to bring home a little bit extra money. The tip system is rooted in a broken assumption that tips will reliably make up the difference between $2.13 an hour to a livable wage, but this is rarely the case. According to the U.S. Department of Labor in 2024, the $2.13 tipped wage has been frozen since 1991, more than 30 years. While inflation rises, tips become not as good, rent climbs, and groceries become more expensive, restaurant workers are still expected to rely on unpredictable generosity from customers. The Economic Policy Institute of 2023 reports that tipped workers are more than twice as likely to live in poverty than their non-tipped counterparts. Even when employers are legally obligated to cover the gap up for $7.25 an hour, it is not always enforced and is hard to enforce. Here is the visual aid to show that majority of people are at 6.7% and restaurant workers are 15%. The consequences are even worse for women, who make up about 70% of the tipped wages workers. According to One Fair Wage of 2023, women in this industry face high rates of sexual harassment, often feeling pressured to tolerate inappropriate behavior in order to secure tips. Even just last month, I watched a waitress get her ass slapped, and we ended up kicking him out and banning him from the restaurant, but it just shows workplace safety is an issue. But there's a better way. States have eliminated the sub-minimum wage and required employers to pay the full minimum wage, while also allowing tips on top. Have seen lower poverty rates, less harassment, better job retention, and a National Employment Law Project of 2024, when workers know they've received a guaranteed wage, they perform better, experience less stress, and are more likely to stay in their jobs. Businesses benefit from reduced turnover, and customers benefit from better service. In conclusion, it's time for the U.S. to retire the sub-minimum wage. The current system is outdated, unfair, and dangerous. Today, I've shown how it creates instability and harm, especially for women, and how fair wage policies improve both lives. Businesses and the Department of Labor has the authority to lead changes and customers, especially younger generations, to influence to support this change. Thank you very much, and this is my speech.